This is Zach Nager. Welcome to The Art of Consequence, hosted by Wally Schnally. An uncut exposition of Scotch Freeze, improvised creation of Burn the Ships. Nothing rehearsed, nothing removed. This is where art meets consequence.
Camera crew ready? When we're ready? All right. Whenever you're ready, Brad. I think so. You ready, Joey?
Boy. I'm rolling. We'll start whenever they're ready. Hi-hat. Cool. Let me patch in your slide snare. Hold on one sec.
That's not the way we practiced it. recording Brad's voice too.
Yeah.
Ready. So don't use any personal names.
I mean,
This particular individual.
that cool cat.
Places, names, any of that.
Huh?
Speaking all generalities.
Northern
See
California.
this? Yoink. I got my picks taped up here. That's a new, I invented that.
Taping.
What's that?
Taping.
Taping picks. I just got a little piece of tape
You
here with some.
invented that?
Yeah, I invented it. I call it a,
It's an anything magnet.
yeah. Anything you want to keep cool.
Maybe even had a hard stop. Could landed the plane.
You know, I wonder if it's my musician brain or your average listener have the same, I don't know, experience that I do, because there's this repetitiveness that exists because we're looking for the next cue or signal or chance. But so my brain is anticipating what could happen next.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
could happen next.
Right.
I feel I don't know if you guys do the same thing, but I'll get like right there. I'm like do 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 like these couple of notes, and I'm like super feeling it right then, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't care what you guys do.
Stick with this.
I really like this vibe right here. So sometimes I get kind of
Selfish.
stubborn,
Man,
but it's always just because I think it we find a little moment, and I just think it sounds really nice, and I like
that to them, yeah.
I like living in that moment, so I'm gonna make it last as long as I can.
Yeah. Well, and there's parts of that I notice, like you'll be hanging on a phrase,
and we're trying to search for that. What's the next part going to be? And then I noticed, Andrew, you because you'll tend to want to play behind the meter sometimes, which we were talking about earlier, just slightly behind, which I love, especially guitar solos. Sometimes I love when they're slightly behind the meter. It just gives it so much feel. But you'll do that, and then you bring it right back into whatever the next phrase is, and then we take it down another path, which you tend to lead that a lot.
I do,
Come out of the
but it's because from listening just to what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Because
You're
I'm
saying
not
what your
that smart
brother's
on my
doing.
own, but I can hear this and I go, oh, okay, let's try
But
that.
you know, you did something really that developed into the whole piece of music. The
Oh man, yeah.
And then he picked up on it, and
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
that was the whole tune for a while, right? So
Yeah,
that
it
was
was fun.
I still remember that. You moved up,
right.
and what I was doing, I didn't want to interrupt immediately, but I wanted to get there, and I was hoping that he would stay there for a minute
Yeah.
because I thought that was pretty
I know
cool.
it's frustrating, and then I liked how you doubled that up, right? And it was cool, built something there. But yeah, I've as drummers, that like I'm hooking my bass drum up to what the bass player is playing quite often,
Right,
right?
yeah.
And with a good bass player, you can have a dialogue. They'll change something up, so I'll change it up, or I'll change something up, and they'll we'll have this back and forth conversation. But sometimes, somebody will change something up, and then you got to hear it once or twice before you can get there, right? And then you go there, and then they're off in another direction, and they're it's not that means they're obviously not listening to me, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's frustrating.
So I guess patience, having a little
Yeah,
patience
for sure.
while you're improvising.
Who's going to buy it? You got to throw it in the water, right?
bass. Maybe more. More.
You have a lot of control over that stuff, though.
True. That is true.
He kind of forced the
Which part?
the structure of that.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Once he found what you were doing,
yeah.
he took command.
Yeah.
Turned it into a.
I'll take it from here, Bob.
That's right.
Oh. I'm good for now.
Okay. All right.
I try to get them to drink when they're recording, and they won't.
Right, yeah.
When we're interviewing, we drink.
Yeah, we drink.
So that'll be the first question. Well, why don't you drink
Yeah.
while playing?
I have the first time we came here,
Yeah.
after like one or two tracks, Brad came out and he says, "I can't believe you guys do this sober." And so I've said that to a bunch of people lately, and I was like, you could take that a couple of different ways, right?
Do you tend to, when you drum, do you like to have a drink, or do you tend to not?
No, typically, well, depends on the gig. I mean,
Yeah.
with like with maybe a fish band, I'll have a drink after, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I'll be on, but on a blues gig, I'll grab a beer on the break and
Yeah.
Sip it throughout. But yeah, not a lot.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. Depends on the gig and the environment, what's going on, how good it sounds.
Yeah.
If you're struggling to hear and your monitors aren't working, it's like, well, might as well have another shot.
I'm flying blind anyway.